What is up? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? If you can, comment below. Getting some yeses. Yes, cool. All good. Okay, I'm just going to throw this up on Facebook as well. So hold up on the questions. If you guys are watching this, please give me a thumbs up right now. And you enjoyed the live stream last time. Give me a thumbs up. I will get to your questions. Give me a second here. Getting all set up. Still figuring out this live thing. It's pretty cool though. So I'm just going to throw this up on Facebook as well. Should have done this before, but I was racing against the clock. Who's following me on Facebook? Who's following Dylan Tooby on Facebook? Who is following? Thumbs up if you're following Dylan Tooby on Facebook, my personal. Are you following Progressive Soccer Training? Did you like the page? Progressive Soccer Training page. Cool. Kieran, I'll give you a shout out if you're following right now. Kieran, Mulharam, Daniel Montez, Sadiq. Thank you guys for following. Ask Dylan Tooby a question. Live stream on Facebook. Did it work? It didn't even work. Bear with me, guys, and we'll get these questions going on. Who's following the Progressive Soccer Training community? Not following. Who's a member of the Progressive Soccer Training community? Comment. I want to see your comments right now. And I'll give you a shout out if you are part of the soccer community on Facebook, Progressive Soccer Training community. Get better together. Kieran again. Rita. Daniel Whiting. Anonymous Blue Gamer. Branislav. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being part of that. I'm going to try to be more active in that, but even if I'm not, other people are, and that is fantastic because you guys are helping each other out. That's really cool. Okay. So, how's the lighting today? Better? How's the hair today? Better? Get the Facebook going. Okay. If you guys are ready, I'm ready. So first of all, if you haven't, please like right now. Hit the thumbs up button. Give me a like. And let the questions begin. Facebook, what's going on? We've got one viewer on Facebook so far. YouTube, what are we at? Over 100 already. Sweet. Because I think yesterday it was like, or last time I did it was like 80. So 110, 120. Cool. Facebook, when you come, we'll talk to you soon. So, questions. Sir, I'm a winger, but I don't get quite confidence on skills on the pitch, but I can in normal pitch, like not in match, but at home. Okay, good question. Very common question. And the question to rephrase it, because I get it all the time, is I can play well in practice, but I can't play well in games. I can play well when I'm with my friends, but I can't play well in games. Why is this happening? How do I overcome this? Okay, so first of all, the thing I always say is you have to understand that you are the exact same person in both situations. Nothing has changed. Okay, you still have the same level of skill. You still have the same physical ability. You have the same level of experience. The only thing that has changed is the way that you are looking at the situation and perceiving it. So your skills are still the same. You have the same ability. Just the way you're thinking in the situations are different. When you are by yourself, or when you're playing with your friends, or you're in a situation where you're comfortable and you're used to that situation, you don't overthink, you don't hesitate. Okay, you're in the zone. You just flow naturally because you're not thinking about everything that could go wrong. You're not thinking about external influences. All you're really thinking about is performing the skill, whether that's taking a shot, taking a player on. Okay, so you're not overthinking, but suddenly you come into this new situation where you're in a game, or you're in a higher pressure situation. Maybe you're at a tryout, you're playing under a coach who you really want to impress, or new players that you haven't played with before. And now suddenly you can't do the same skills. The thing is, you can do the same skills. You're just choosing not to with your mental thoughts. So instead of focusing on the skill, you're focusing on, okay, what if I get tackled? What if I lose possession of the ball? What if my teammates yell at me? What if the coach is unimpressed? What if I get cut from the team? You're not thinking about executing the skill. You're thinking about everything else that could go wrong. So you have to understand from the beginning, okay, the reason I'm not playing well in matches, but I can play well in training, is solely down to my thinking. It's all on me. Nothing else is holding me back. The only thing holding me back is me and the way that I'm looking at the situation. I know I can do these skills. I know I can hit those shots. I know I can be the type of player who can make an impact on a game, but I'm not doing it. Okay, so I just have to stop focusing on everything that could go wrong, start focusing on the technique, executing the technique in the moment. So when it's time to take a shot, don't think about missing. Don't think about your teammates yelling at you. Think about executing the shot. What is the technique? What is my body positioning? Where do I follow through? How am I going to sort my feet out? What am I visualizing in my mind? The ball going into the back of the net, or me missing and everyone yelling at me? Okay, so I hope that helps. Just understand, you can't play well in training. You can play well in matches. It comes down to the way that you are thinking. You're the exact same player in both situations, but the way you're thinking has changed. Your channel has helped me to become a better player, all-rounder. Happy I can help, man. What should I improve as a midfielder? Honestly, I'm under the impression that you should always be working to become a complete player. So regardless on your position, if we're breaking it down into 4 simple things, we're focusing on technical, so your skills; tactical, your understanding of the game; physical, your speed, your stamina, your strength; and mental, your confidence, your positive thinking, your solution-based thinking as opposed to problem-based thinking. Excuse me. So if you're analyzing yourself, are you improving in all of those areas on a consistent basis? Or are you just doing what most players do, just focusing on the technical? Okay, if you guys saw the seminar that I did a while ago, I did a pyramid, and I said it was the reverse pyramid. Most players focus on not necessarily the wrong things, but they focus on things in the wrong order. So what they were focusing on was just technical skill, and they didn't focus on the other things like tactical, intellectual, I said, physical, and mental. Most people are neglecting the mental when really the mental should be the foundation. Okay, you have a strong mental foundation, then it just allows you to improve a lot faster. It allows you to overcome difficult situations faster, and then you start progressing on those other things like physical and technical and tactical. So just make sure you're improving in all of those areas. Analyze yourself. Am I becoming a smarter player, or am I staying the same? Am I becoming a faster, fitter player, or am I staying the same? Am I becoming more technically skilled? Am I able to execute these skills in match situations, or am I staying the same? Am I becoming mentally stronger? Now, on a very specific level to your question, as a midfielder, what should you work to improve? Well, your ability to play the ball quickly, to keep possession of the ball, to play passes, to play forward passes. Go to my channel and just search midfielder. You're going to get a lot of videos. You get like over 20 videos specifically for midfielders. It'll even break it down if you are attacking midfielder or a central defensive midfielder, if you're a wide midfielder or a winger. Search for those specific phrases and you will get specific videos to help you on those things. What advice would you give a kid trying to become a pro? Start now. Start figuring out the process. Realize that becoming a professional isn't just about being a good soccer player, being a really good soccer player. It doesn't matter how good you are. If you do not take the right action, you will not achieve that goal. So in that Soccer Success Seminar, guys, if you haven't seen that, go and check out the Soccer Success Seminar on YouTube, especially the first video. It's like an hour-long lecture. And it's really going to explain what it takes to become a professional. Gideon Adu, do you have shooting drills? Go to my channel, search shooting. You're going to get like 100 videos. Guys, if you don't know how to use the search bar on my channel, you're missing out. Just go to my channel. There's a search bar there. Type whatever you want to improve. Ball control, confidence, tactics, speed, stamina, shooting, dribbling. You're going to get tons of videos on that specific topic. Coming back to your question, what advice for a young player trying to become pro? As I said, watch the Soccer Success Seminar, but realize becoming good enough, being a really good player, being one of the best players in your city. And what I say is, if you're one of the best players in your city for your age, if you are honestly one of the best players in your city, like the top 5, you have a very good chance of becoming professional. Like, you are good enough. You are at the level necessary to take the next step. However, that doesn't mean that you're going to become a pro. You have to take the right action. So that is making contacts, getting yourself a player agent, going to showcases and combines, going to open tryouts, signing up for football trial agencies, building your own social media, your self-promotion, whether that's on LinkedIn, contacting clubs directly on your own behalf, creating your CV, creating your resume. So there's so many things that you have to do other than just become a good player. So if you're young, start seeking out that information. I have some information on my channel, but just do a Google search, do a YouTube search. Obviously, some advice is better than others, but start looking for those answers. Yes, I'm good enough, but how do I make the next step? Because if you were a player like me, like 10 years ago, or you're playing my situation, we didn't think it was possible, so we never tried. So that's basically the biggest reason that I'm not a pro. I didn't try at the most important years. In that Soccer Success Seminar, I said there was an opportunity gap. So those ages between 16 to about 27, 28, getting like, that's probably your last chances around those ages. You have to take action, especially younger, and the longer it goes on, the more action you have to take if it hasn't happened for you yet. So take action, take action, take action. Hector, seriously, you guys are asking questions. Dylan has already made entire videos on them. That's kind of what I was trying to say. So thank you, Hector, for having my back. Just go to my channel, hit that search bar, and type whatever you want. You're going to get videos specifically on that. Keno O'Brien, are you still trying to go pro? No, I'm not trying to become a professional. I'm just loving this game and just becoming a better player every day and just trying to dominate at my level, whether that's winning leagues, goal scoring titles, going to tournaments. I go to like 10 different tournaments a year, just trying to pick up more trophies, just enjoying this game. Look, I'm 30 years old right now. I have a good life. I do what I love. I get to talk to you guys about soccer. I get to make videos. I get to spend time with my family. I got a family I need to take care of, 2 kids and a wife and some dogs. So honestly, that's not what I'm going after. You may think that's a cop-out. To me, that's just not where I'm at in my life right now. If I had the information that I have now when I was 20 or even 25, then yes, I would still be going for it and I would be after it 100%. But you have to realize that at different points in your life, you will have different goals and different desires. So that's where I'm at right now. And I have no regrets about my current situation. The only thing I regret is I wish I took more action, but when I was younger, but at the time I didn't know what to do. Now, maybe that was my fault because I wasn't seeking it out. I was kind of brainwashed. So that's something I want to say to you guys. If you are like 16 or 20 or any age right now in that opportunity gap that I talked about, and someone is telling you it's not possible, don't do it, you're not going to make it, just give up, Don't listen to those people, okay? If you think that you're good enough, it is possible, but you have to take the right action. You have to find the right information. It's so much more than just being a good player. It's about taking the right steps. So I hope that helps. What is the maximum time for training? How long should you train? Well, I'm a big believer that less is more. You want to do more with less time because you don't want to burn yourself out. Okay, you want to train every day. I want to train every day. I want to train consistently, but I don't want to burn myself out. So if you are going for a 3-hour marathon session, your body is going to really struggle to recover, especially if your nutrition, your sleep, your hydration isn't on point. But regardless, you're going to struggle to recover. In my opinion, it's better to do more sessions, smaller sessions, more frequently than just one big session. So instead of doing one 3-hour session during the day, try to break it up, do 2 1-hour sessions. Keep your intensity higher, get more out of it, but don't burn yourself out with long, grueling sessions. Just go to my channel. There's a blog post, and it's called it's called Why Working Harder Isn't Making You Better. And it's basically how to train efficiently. Just go to the blog tab on my website and search through the blog posts and you'll find it. It's pretty recent. You'll find it out. Everyone wants to be a pro. Everyone wants to be a professional footballer. Yes, I see your questions. Okay, so you guys have to think about it, okay? There's millions of kids around the world. They all want to be pro. What makes me different from them? And a lot of times it just comes down to the action that you take. You may even know some people. You may know some guys who are playing pro in Europe somewhere, playing pro in a different country, and you're like, that guy's not even good. I'm better than that guy. The thing is, he took more action than you. He did something that you're not doing. So regardless of your level, he got an agent. He found a connection. He got a referral. He went somewhere. He went to a tryout. And you're sitting there at home bitter saying, hey, I'm better than this guy. I should be a pro. Well, no, you shouldn't, because you didn't take the action that he did. So realize that it's about taking action. So tons of questions coming in here. Thanks, guys. I'm trying to think about some that benefit everyone who's watching this. And everyone still wants to be a pro. Go to my channel, search how to become a professional footballer, and watch the Soccer Success Seminar. You guys say you want to be pro, but you're still not watching those, so I can't support you that much. Holy, so many questions. Tough to read them all so quickly. What should I do when I am nervous while playing? Okay, so first of all, why are you getting nervous? Before it even starts, let's say you have a game on Sunday and you just show up to that game and you haven't trained all week, you haven't been eating well, you haven't been studying the game, you haven't been trying to become better every day, then you're going to be nervous right off the bat because you're thinking to yourself, oh, I haven't prepared properly for this moment. So never really be afraid of the moment. I always say to myself, I'm not afraid of any opportunity or any moment, any big game, any big tryout, any big opportunity. I'm never afraid in that moment. All I'm afraid of is not being properly prepared. So not putting in the training, not eating properly, not getting enough sleep, not being consistent leading up to that moment. That's all I'm scared of. So if you're scared of that and you focus on your preparation, then right away you're going to feel better going into that moment. Now, saying that, especially in the beginning when you're figuring out this mental thing, you're still going to be nervous. And even top professionals, they get nervous. The difference between them and you is that they control those thoughts in their mind. They squash them. They say, no, I am going to play well today. So right now you're going into a game, you're probably afraid rather than excited. So first of all, be aware of the thoughts that are going on in your mind. What are you saying to yourself in your head? Are you putting yourself down or are you pumping yourself up? Are you afraid of the opportunity or are you excited? So instead of saying things like, oh, I hope I don't screw up because my teammates will laugh at me, I'll embarrass myself in front of my parents and the people watching, I won't impress the coach and he'll put me on the bench. You're thinking about all these things that are going to go wrong. You have to get away from the negative and focus on the positive. Instead of being afraid, get excited. So that same situation, you're saying to yourself, I am going to prove to my teammates that I'm better than they think. I'm going to show them how good I actually am. I'm going to make them respect me. I'm going to put on a show for these people who are watching this game. I'm going to impress this coach. He hasn't been giving me the playing time I deserve. Well, I'm about to prove to him what he's been missing. So you can see the same situation, two different people. Maybe you have the exact same skill level, but you're talking to yourself differently. This guy is going to be excited about the opportunity. He's going to play better. This guy's going to be scared and he's going to play worse. When you're on the field, you're in the moment and you get nervous, like the ball's coming to you. It's, again, because you're thinking about everything that could go wrong. Rather, you're focusing on problems rather than solutions. So again, I'll give you two examples. One, the ball is coming to you. It hits your foot. Before the ball even gets there, you're thinking about, oh, this guy's coming to close me down. I'm going to screw up. I'm going to cough up possession. My teammates are going to yell at me. The coach is going to get upset with me. The ball comes to you. You're not even thinking about your technique. You're just thinking about screwing up. So when you do screw up, then you're just even going down even more. You're saying, oh, I'm such a loser. Why did I do that? I can't get anything right. My touch sucks. And then you don't even want the ball the next time. As opposed to the other player, okay, the ball is coming to him. Exact same situation, exact same skill level, but the ball is coming to me. Instead of thinking about everything that could go wrong, I'm thinking about solutions. I'm thinking about, okay, where am I going to go with my first touch? Where's the space? Where are my teammates? Okay, how am I going to receive the ball? What technique am I going to use? Watching the ball to my foot, really focusing on the quality of my technique, pushing it into that space, playing that pass, and then it quickly getting away, and then wanting the ball again as quickly as possible. Okay, so two different guys, exact same skill level, but the way they think dictates everything. So you have to learn to control your thoughts. Be aware of your thoughts, control them. What's up on Facebook? Facebook, what's going on? I got four I got 4 viewers on Facebook. Yesterday I had like 30 on here, but I was posting that on my personal, I think. This is on the page. But YouTube, Facebook, anyways, you 5 people, give me a thumbs up. On YouTube, we're all good. We got over 120 right now. So thanks for checking out, and tons of questions coming in here. How can I improve my skills and footwork? Khan, Zazi. Consistent practice. You do not need fancy drills. What you need is consistent practice. So what are you doing for your morning ritual? Are you getting on the ball doing fast footwork drills? Do you need fast footwork drills? Go to my channel and search fast footwork. Search fast footwork at home. Search dribbling drills. You just need to get a couple of drills and then make a plan and stick to it consistently. Okay, so it's better for you to do 10 minutes of footwork drill every morning than one session of footwork for an hour once a week. Consistency is huge. Get on that ball daily and improve your skills. So I'll say a couple things. I'll say, make it part of your morning routine. You're just doing like 5 minutes of fast footwork drills every morning. You could do it part of your night routine, and you could do it during the day as part of your, as a component of your individual training plan. So it's about that consistency. Look, you've already done 3 different sessions. You've already taken 3 different opportunities to improve your footwork. Also, always, like I say, always have the ball at your feet. So when you're dribbling around, when you're walking around the house, just dribble a ball at your feet. At a certain point, you're not even looking at the ball anymore. You're just going to the kitchen, going to the bathroom, going to the living room, and the ball is just stuck to your foot. You're just getting thousands of touches throughout the day. So yeah, consistency. You don't need the fancy drills, but you need consistent training. I hope that helps. And even still, I will say that. I'll say you don't need fancy drills. You just need to be consistent with your basic drills, and your footwork skills will improve. I say that, and you're listening to that, but a week will go by and you haven't been consistent, and then you'll complain about your lack of footwork drills, or you'll come back to me and say, hey, I need more advanced drills. No, you don't. You just need to be consistent with your training. Okay. Hey, Dylan, I wanted to know if I have 4 trainings and 1 match every week at 13 years old. Is it too much at my age? Am I overtraining? No, you are not. When you are young, you should be playing. And honestly, even when you're old, I feel like you should be playing every day is my mentality. I want to play every day, but I don't want to burn myself out every day. So if you're having 3-hour training sessions every day, 7 days a week, then yes, you're probably overtraining. I mean, you can get away with it, or you can benefit from it even if your nutrition is good, if you're getting enough sleep and you're hydrated all the time, you're drinking enough water. If you're doing all those things, overtraining really comes down to not doing those things. It's not actually the training that you're doing. It's just how you're helping your body recover. But as I said in the previous question, it's better for you if you're training, let's say, an hour and a half every day, and you're training every day and your nutrition, your recovery is on point, then no, you will not overtrain. If, however, you're doing 3-hour sessions and your nutrition, your hydration isn't good, then yes, you will overtrain. How do you know if you're overtraining? You're waking up tired. Your body is always sore. You're mentally exhausted. You just don't want to do it anymore. Okay, so these are signs that you're overtraining. But especially at a young age, you can get away with it. Your body can handle it more. As you get older, the nutrition, the hydration, the rest, it becomes even more important. But I still feel like you should be training every day. If your body's telling you, hey, you need to rest, you need to chill out, take a day off, then take a day off. If you feel good the next day, then get back to it. So learning to listen to your body, the indicators, is a important skill that you'll have to learn as well. Okay, let me come to Facebook. I am in a soccer academy and train for 3 days weekly, and the rest are training from you at home. Is there a chance to be pro? Okay, so this is, I get this type of question all the time, and honestly, I can't tell you because I don't know your quality as a player. Is it enough based on the amount that you're putting in? Probably. I don't know what you're doing at home, okay, but probably not. I want you playing every day. As I said in the last question, I want you playing every day. If you truly want to be a professional, play every day. Again, listen to your body. If your body's telling you need a day off, then you take a day off. However, there's a difference between listening to your body and being lazy and making excuses and looking for opportunities to take breaks. You should want to be out there every day. But again, listen to your body. You're training academy 3 times a week. That's great. You're training at home. I don't know the intensity. And as I said before, we're just talking about becoming a good enough player. I don't know if you're actually taking the right steps. So becoming a pro, it's so much more than being a good player. You have to take the right steps. Go and watch the Soccer Success Seminar on YouTube. Just search it on YouTube. And go to my channel, search how to become a professional player. You'll quickly see it's so much more than just being good enough. Do you have a highlight video? Do you have a resume? Are you contacting clubs? Are you trying to get yourself an agent? Do you know any friends who have agents? Are you trying to get in touch with them? How did they become a professional? Can you get a referral from them? Can you go to open tryouts, showcases, combines, all these things that we talked about before, taking that action? How to know that you have actually started playing football the right way? Alec Assel. Tough question. But I guess in my opinion, what's playing football the right way? First of all, are you enjoying yourself? If you're having fun, you love this game, then that's probably good enough at the end of the day, at the end of your life. But playing the right way would be playing a possession-based style game, so not just kicking it and running after the ball, playing possession-based, playing with your teammates, movement off the ball, playing nice high-tempo football, so getting it, receiving it, moving off the ball to get it back, using your technical skill to advance up the field, whether that's playing passes or dribbling, playing the right way. Are you playing on the other side of the game? Are you playing both sides? So are you attacking but also working hard on your defending? Are you tracking back? Are you closing players down, pressing to win the ball? When you do get the ball, are you quickly transitioning? When you do lose the ball, are you quickly transitioning back to defense? So it's a tough question, but I hope that gives you an idea, better idea. Who do you think is the best? Should you, Ronaldo or Messi? Don't ask me that question. Both, always both. I love both, and I respect both. I learn from both. If you don't like both, then really, do you like football? You're just gonna hate on this guy because he's not the other one. How did you become a good footballer? Just play every day and be real with yourself. Honestly, like I was always top level growing up. I was always one of the top players in my age group. And that just came down to me spending time on the ball. I just used to do like footwork and dribbling videos down in the basement, watching soccer in the morning and just playing with the ball all day, playing with my sister in the basement, then playing 5-6 times a week, going to practices and games with my teams, trying out for higher level teams. These all helped me improve. But honestly, I didn't really break into my full potential until I started making YouTube videos and started analyzing myself and saying, hey, you're slow, your stamina is not good enough, you don't know how to shoot properly, your left foot isn't as good as your right, you can't dribble, you're not making quick enough decisions. So being real with myself, that's how you become a good player. So what are all your weaknesses? What do people say behind your back? What do they say you suck at? You want to identify those things and work to become better at them. So don't hide from your weaknesses. Identify them, be honest with yourself, and then ask yourself, okay, what can I do every day to improve those? And that's how you really become a good player. Hi, Dylan. Your pregame checklist is absolutely a staple before practices and games for my 12-year-old son. Thank you. But I find when he gets on the pitch, he forgets the checklist. Bubba Booey. So he's referring to, I made a soccer success checklist. I sent it out to my email list. I did promote it on YouTube. If you really wanted to send me a Facebook message, and I'll try to get it to you. I forget exactly where it is right now, but I do have it on my computer. I forget like which blog post it is in. But it's basically a checklist, and it tells you what to think about going into the game so you improve your chances of playing. Because most players, they just go out there and they hope it goes right. They don't really have a plan on how they're going to make it go right. So before you go out there, you want to think about, okay, what am I going to focus on today? Am I going to close the players down quickly? Am I going to think about where the ball is going before it gets to me? Am I going to focus on my positioning rather than ball watching? Am I going to respond positively to negative things that happen on the field, like the ref making a bad call or my teammates yelling at me? How am I going to respond to those things before they even happen? But you're very right. People they'll read this checklist and they'll say, I'm going to do all these things. But as soon as they get on the field, everything goes out the window and then they just play. So I would say go over the checklist after the game and then review what happened on the field. Can you identify situations? So first of all, anytime you're talking to your son or your daughter, you want to identify things that they did well before you start criticizing them, before you say, hey, you didn't do this, you sucked at that. Before you start saying those things, and maybe don't say them in those words, you want to make them feel good about what they did out there. So just say, hey, you worked really hard today. I'm really proud of you. You scored a goal. You made a great assist. You made a great play. You did something well defensively. Great job. Let's go over this checklist and look at everything. Did you do all these things that you said you were going to do? So I would say review it and then go over it and say, hey, well, this says that you were going to close players down aggressively and intensively when you didn't have the ball. But every time the guy that was closest to you got the ball, you gave him time and space. So I really want you to think about that. And do you admit, do you think that you did that wrong, or do you think that you did that well? And if they say, you know what, I didn't do that, then you make a note of it and say, okay, let's make a note of this and let's really focus on that one next time. And then instead of maybe making like 10 different notes, just focus on one or two key things that they can do and then really try to drill that in, even in their practice. It doesn't have to be games. It can be in practices because the way you practice is the way you play. So it could just be in their practice or in their game, and really just before the game, go over it again, say, hey, remember last game, you said you were going to do this, but you didn't. So let's really focus on doing that today. Just that one thing. And if you do that well, I'm going to be so proud of you. And then after the game or practice, hopefully they did it, and just really praise them, really compliment them, make them feel good about actually identifying something that they did wrong and fixing it. And they'll start to build momentum. So Bubba Booey, I hope that helps. If so, give me a like. If you guys are liking this right now, give me a like. I want to see some thumbs up coming, and I want you to comment, is this helpful? If it's helpful right now, I want you to comment and say yes. So on Facebook, Sadiq, I see you really want to get this question answered. And that is, sir, I want to go pro, but my family don't support me. What can I do? So it's a very common question, especially for people coming from India. Their parents really don't think it is a viable option for a lifestyle. And even in all countries, United States, any country, there's going to be parents that support and there's going to be parents that don't. What I would ask is, how do you get the support of your parents? So the number one reason that parents do not want you to go all in on soccer and try to become a professional player is because they don't think it's possible. They don't, and statistically, it isn't very possible. Okay. How many players actually make it? So you have to understand that that is a real reality. How are you going to be different? Well, we can talk about that later. But realize that your parents are just going after the statistics. They're looking at the statistics. Okay, 1%, or I don't know what it is, but it's probably something very small like that. 1% of kids who play football actually end up becoming a professional footballer. Is this a good option for my son or daughter? In the end, your parents just care about you. They love you. They want you to be successful in life. So they don't think that it's a choice that is going to bring you success. That's why they don't support you in that. What I would ask is, how can you get their support? What do they want you to do? Do they, in most situations, they want you to do well in school. They want you to stay out of trouble. They want you to start providing for yourself, start making some money for yourself. They want you to show them that you are going to be successful. You are a good, respectful human being. You can take care of yourself, and whatever happens, you're going to be all right. If you can start proving that to them, like, so I always say, don't just be a superstar on the soccer field. Be a superstar in the classroom. Be a superstar in every area of your life. So become a great communicator. Start building strong relationships. Start making some money for yourself on the side. Start building a side hustle. Do really well in school. Do well in your extracurricular activities. Be respectful to your parents. A lot of you out there, like you say, you don't have the support of your parents, but yet you don't clean up your room and do your dishes and do all the things that they ask you to do. So why would they support you in something that you want to do? If you can start earning their respect and earning their support, then they're going to be more likely to support you. And you can say things like, hey, if I do really well in school, then can I go to this tryout over here? If I get A's, if I get 90%, can I go to this tryout for this team or something like that? Okay, so it's about earning their respect in ways that are important to them. Yes, this is important to you, but you have to realize that right now you're under 18 years old. You're under the rule of your parents in most situations. So how can you get them on your side? So think about that, and it will help you in the end. And I always say, like, people are saying, oh, should I just go all in on school or all in on soccer and screw school? No, take care of every area of your life. Yes, it takes more discipline. It takes more time. It takes more better time management and effort. But I don't want you to just be a successful soccer player. I want you to be a successful human being, because the truth is, for 90%, 95% of you watching this right now, you're not going to become professional. And there's nothing wrong with that. 5% of you will, and you'll be happy with what you're doing. But don't stop playing soccer because that's just the statistic, or you're not as good as someone else. Okay, play because you love the game. Play because and keep trying to become better, because soccer is more fun when you're becoming better and you're improving. But what you're learning right here on this channel, what you're learning in this conversation, is so much more than becoming a good soccer player. It's about becoming a successful person. So the advice that you take in these videos, whether they're technical or mental or whatever, you're learning how to create your own success. That's what I'm teaching. I don't want you to come and watch these videos because I'm the best YouTube trainer. No, I want you to come and learn how to be your own best trainer, your own best teacher, your own best motivator and mentor. So whatever happens in life, whether you become pro or not, you are going to be successful at the end of the day. Success comes down to what? It's about happiness and quality of life. Okay, so it's not about being a pro. Yes, we can find out ways to make that happen for you, and I have lots of advice on how to do that. But at the end of the day, your success, your quality of life, your happiness, these are the most important things. Your growth as a human being. Lots of questions. I'm just going to go for a few more minutes. How do I become motivated for training? And what kind of training will help me most if I want to go pro? What training is challenging you? What training is uncomfortable to you? What do you not want to do? Those are the things that you need to do. If your fitness sucks and you hate doing fitness, you need to do fitness. If your shooting is really poor and you're hiding from that skill, you don't take shots in the game, you need to work on your shooting. So what are you not good at? What are your weaknesses? What do you hate doing? Those are the things that you probably need to do. And how do I get motivated for training? Connect to your goals. What's your reason for training? If you're just training because it's soccer season, you're supposed to train, it's going to be tough to motivate yourself on those days that you don't want to do it. So what is your connection? I talked about this in other videos, goal setting, and go to the Soccer Success Seminar as well. If I'm connected to my goals, so let's say I said to myself at the beginning of the season, I want to be the top goal scorer. I want to win the league. I want to get the most improved player. I know I have a big tryout with a better club coming up next week. Okay, now I'm connected excuse me, I'm connected to these things. So when it's time to train, it's easy. I want to do it because I know I have to do it. Otherwise, I won't get those things. When you have no goals, then it's tough to motivate yourself. So I would say get connected to your goals. How can I boost my confidence? Lots of questions about confidence right here. How can I boost my confidence? Confidence is a skill. It is not something that you were born with. It is not a genetic trait. It is a skill that you practice just like any other skill. So confidence is basically the act of positive self-talk, how you talk to yourself in your mind. Okay, so right now, number one, just be aware. What are the thoughts going on in your mind? You have to understand you control all those thoughts. So you can either choose to have those thoughts be negative or choose to change them and make them positive. Okay. The reason your thoughts are negative is because your body is trying to protect yourself, fight or flight, right? You're in a dangerous situation. Your body's saying, hey, we should get out of this situation because in the past you may have died. You may have been killed by a dinosaur or whatever your genetic makeup is, which makes ourselves think like this. That it's the fight or flight. It's just to protect you. Okay. But you have to realize that, hey, I have to be aware of those negative thoughts. So when those negative thoughts happen, okay, how am I going to stop them? How am I going to change them? How am I going to reframe them? So confidence is just positive self-talk. As I said with the nervous question, okay, there's two types of players. There's two players, exact same skill level. This guy talks to himself positively. This guy talks to himself negatively. This guy's always going to be more successful. Exact same skill level, exact same level of experience. But your team is losing 5-0. This guy is saying, okay, we can come back from this. I can make a difference. Give me the ball. I'm going to try something. I'm going to make this happen. This guy is saying, oh, screw this. We lost already. I'm just going to give up. I'm no good at soccer. Okay, exact same skill level. Two different ways of talking. This guy's always going to succeed. So be aware of your thoughts. Make sure that they are positive. If they are not, change them to be positive. Obviously, confidence comes through building up your ability. The better you are, the more confident you're going to feel. So if you're not confident, you can build confidence through competence, through doing something. So through practicing more, practicing a specific skill, improving on your weaknesses, improving different areas of your game, this will give you confidence. But at the end of the day, for me, confidence comes down to positive self-talk. What is your definition of staying in your comfort zone? Staying in your comfort zone is just doing what's easy to you. So let's say you're really good at ball control. You go to the field, it's time to practice. All you do is practice juggling. It's comfortable. It's not making you any better. What is uncomfortable? It's doing the sprints. It's practicing shooting after you do a couple sprints or after you do a couple dribbles through cones and you're tired and your legs are heavy. Then it's shooting. It's not shooting free kicks when you're rested and it's easy. Okay. Training in your comfort zone will not make you a better player. You have to train outside of your comfort zone. In the gym, its comfort zone is lifting the same weights that you've always lifted, doing the same exercises that you're used to. Getting out of your comfort zone is putting more weight on the bar. It's doing more repetitions. It's doing more exercises in a different sequence. It's doing more difficult exercises. Always asking yourself, what can I do to make myself uncomfortable? Become comfortable being uncomfortable. That's how you get better. That's how you improve. Okay. What's my Instagram? At MoFootball. My Instagram is at Progressive Soccer and at Dylan Tooby. Follow me if you guys are not. Who's following me on Instagram and who's following both of my Instagrams? At Progressive Soccer and at Dylan Tooby. I want you to hit the like button right now and I want you to let me know. Are you? Say yes. Do you like it? Do you like the motivational posts that I put on there? Okay, I'm just going to do a few more questions. Facebook, what's up? YouTube, what's up? I got to get the Instagram on here as well. Instagram Live. Does anyone watch Instagram Live videos? I think so. Okay, let's do a few more questions. Yes, thank you guys. Thank you for following me. And yeah, remember, hit that like button on Facebook and on especially on YouTube. Please hit the like button. It helps the video get more views in the future. How to gain fitness. I'm struggling even though I'm going for long jogs. It's because long jogs do not work. They do not replicate match situations. You could go for long jogs every day of the week. I really don't feel like it's going to make a difference. What you need to do is you need to replicate match situations. What happens in a game? Do you go for a long jog at a slow pace for 90 minutes? No. You sprint, you recover, you rest. You sprint, you recover, you rest. You sprint, 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 recover, rest. Little jog, little sprint. Okay, so it's always different. It changes of pace. But what you really want to do, and the most basic thing that you can do, I said this in the video I did last time, was you're going to get more benefit out of 10 minutes of interval training than 1 hour of slow jogging. And if you do it consistently, you're really going to see improvements in your stamina. So example of 10 minutes of interval training, you go outside and you sprint for 30 seconds, or you just pick a lamppost, or you pick a house, or you pick a tree, and you say, I'm going to sprint to that tree. Then when you get there, you're going to recover. So in the beginning, your recovery may be just walking. Walk until you get back your resting heart rate, or you recover, and then you sprint again. Walk, sprint again, walk, sprint again. Eventually you get to sprint, and now you can jog, slow jog, and now you're focusing on your recovery, your breathing until you recover, and then you sprint again for 30 seconds. Really try to get yourself out of that comfort zone. When you're doing the sprints, don't just do them for 5-10 seconds unless you're focusing on speed. But here we're focusing on stamina. So what you want to do with the sprints is you want to sprint to a point where you're like getting painful, you're getting uncomfortable, and you're saying, oh, I should give up. And then you want to go a little bit further. When your mind tells you to give up, you want to go a little bit further. Your mind will give up before your body ever does. So get away from the long jogs. If you want to get your stamina up, get away from the long jogs. Do the interval training, the sprints. You could go to a soccer field. You could do sprint the full length of the field and then walk back. Sprint the full length of the field, walk back. Do that 5, 7, 10 times if you want to challenge yourself. That is way more beneficial than going for a slow jog. The best way to get match fitness is to play matches, is to train daily, and to really like make the most of your training. So how do you train? With your teammates, or you're by yourself? Is it a lot of walking, a lot of jogging? Do you stop when you're tired, or do you force yourself to keep going? Do you look for opportunities to keep running? Let's say like I'm playing a rondo, or we're playing the circle drill, and the ball goes out of play. Everyone is stopping and waiting for someone else to get the ball. I'm taking off, I'm sprinting to get that ball, and I'm jogging back, and I'm playing quickly. So I'm always moving. You and I are training together in practice, but I'm getting more out of it. We did the same drills. We were in the exact same session, but I covered more ground than you. I got more out of that session. I brought more intensity to the training session. So I'm getting fitter every time I go to practice. You're just wasting time. And I'm not talking specifically to you. I'm just saying that as an example. And then in your matches, are you giving up? So realize that, like, yeah, you want to be prepared going to the match, but even the match is a great opportunity to gain fitness. And it's all about the bigger picture, something later in the future. So you think this match is the biggest moment of your life, but really it's just preparation for something even bigger in the future. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more questions. Daniel Montez, is this a good idea? Monday, position-specific training. Tuesday, passing and crossing. Wednesday, dribbling. Thursday, weak foot. Friday, conditioning. Saturday, shooting. Sunday, skills. Personally, I do not like that approach, because you're just improving one area of your game at one moment in the week. So you have to go a whole nother week until you get back to a chance to improve that skill. What I would recommend is spending less time, but doing things more consistently. So instead of doing, again, for example, dribbling on Monday, ball control on Tuesday, shooting on Wednesday, instead of doing that approach and spending an hour on your ball control, an hour on your dribbling, an hour on your shooting, what I would recommend is doing everything every day in a shorter period of time. So do 10 minutes of dribbling, 10 minutes of ball control, 10 minutes of shooting, but do that every day throughout the week. In my opinion, you're going to be sharper. You're going to get more out of it. You're going to come back. You're going to review your session. You're going to review your shooting, your shots, and then you're going to come back the next day. And you're going to do it again, and you're going to have new ideas, and you're going to feel better about it. And you're going to be more consistent. So that's the approach that I would take, is especially when you're doing things like stamina and speed as well. You want to be doing those things every day, focusing on just consistency. So in my opinion, it's better to spend less time but be more consistent. Less quantity of time, higher frequency of training. So think about it like that. In my opinion, that's what I would do. Are 1,200 days enough to have a pro contract or really improve? 15 to 18 years old. It's an impossible question to answer, because I don't know your current level. I don't know what type of action you're taking in those 1,200 days. Let's say 1,000 days. So you could become a pro in 10 days if you take the right action. It could take you 2 years. Okay. It's about taking the right action. It depends your quality as a player. It depends on the tools that you have. Do you have a good resume? Do you have a good CV? What type of connections do you have? What country do you live in? Yes, your country makes a big difference. It's easier for someone to become a professional in England than it is in Zimbabwe. Okay. So all these things determine if you're going to become a pro or not, or how quickly you will become a pro. But at the end of the day, it's about taking action. So how much can you improve in that time? A lot. If you are consistent, you can also stay the exact same player if you train for a week, fall off for a week, train for a week, inconsistent for a week. You'll look back in 3 years and you'll be the exact same player. So you can achieve a lot, you can improve a lot, but it depends on your consistency and the approach that you take. Thanks for the live and the advice, Dylan Tooby, Kemsley, Gobi. Appreciate it. Who is subscribed? You should all be subscribed on YouTube at this point. Who is following me? Let's go back to Instagram because I want to get my Instagram up. If you guys aren't following me, follow at Progressive Soccer and at Dylan Tooby. Who's following me? I'm going to give you a shout out right now. If you are following me, comment below. Excuse me. You played with Begovic. I did play with Asmir Begovic when I was from 14 to 16. We played on Alberta provincial soccer team. The guy is from Canada. He's from Edmonton, but he is Bosnian. He went, I think he was playing Portsmouth. He was playing Portsmouth first, then to Stoke, then to Chelsea. Now he's at Bournemouth. I believe that it was his career. But yes, we played together, Alberta provincial team. And he, shortly after that, he went to England and started his professional. He was really good at that age. But most importantly, he did something with his skill. What did I do? I stayed in Alberta and did nothing. I was not at one of the top players on that team, but I was still good enough if I had went somewhere. But I just thought, oh, if I'm not a pro by 16, I'll never become one, which wasn't the truth, but that's what I was brainwashed at that time. And yes, he tried to play for Canada for a couple times and they didn't give him any chances really. They gave him like a couple of chances, but they really didn't give him the respect. So he was like, screw you guys, I'm going to go to Bosnia and go to the World Cup with Bosnia. And now he's the first keeper for Bosnia Herzegovina. How do you say that for Bosnia? So yeah, I did play with him. It was pretty cool. Cool. Sorry, I missed Jeek, Dirkser, follow me. Thank you. Mike, Miku, follow me. Daniel Montez, follow me on Instagram at Progressive Soccer and at Dylan Tooby. Kemsley, Gobi, Amir, Kamis. Thanks for following, guys. Thank you for tuning into the live stream. Let us do one more question. I'm just going to do one more question on this. I'm just going to do these live streams when I don't have a video to upload. But if you guys like it, make sure that you hit the like button, because if I don't get enough likes or views, I'm not going to keep doing these. How do I deal with corners? I am a tall defender, so I need to know how to mark my man during a corner and how to get a good header when I am pushing. Okay, so when you're dealing with corners, it kind of depends what has your team set up. Are you playing zonal or are you playing man marking? Usually I believe it should be a combination of both. You should have a couple guys playing zonal and a couple guys man marking. But whether you're doing those things or not, you want to think about attacking the ball. If you're standing still and you're waiting for that ball to come to you, it's going to be tough to win that header, because chances are the attacker is attacking the ball. They're running towards it with pace. You're jumping from a standstill. So think about attacking the ball. Rather than it coming to you, you go to it. And then go to my channel and search how to head a soccer ball. And I'll Also, how to increase your vertical. I believe I did a specific video on that. But both of those videos will talk about jumping technique. So using forward momentum, how to jump higher, and then also how to head a ball with proper technique, what to think about. So think about that. Then I'll check it out. I would say just really focus on attacking the ball. Don't wait for it to come to you. Go to it. And if you are man marking, get tight to your guy. Don't be afraid to grab him a little bit, to get your hands on him, to make sure you know where he is. And just make sure that you're making the contact before he's making contact with you. And then at the end of the day, it usually comes down to desire. Are you going to let this guy outwork you and get to the ball, or are you going to dominate him and outwork him? My Facebook just died off. So thanks if you were on Facebook. The feed is over, apparently. My phone died. Let's do one more question. Lots of questions coming on here. Thank you guys for all the questions. Thank you so much. You're the best. I will definitely do that. Cool. Glad it helped. How to lose weight for soccer. Let's go on that question. Urjan Regipai. Hope I got that right. Thank you for your question. How to lose weight for soccer. So how to lose weight for life in general. Okay. So at the end of the day, what's most important is your nutrition. You could eat, you could eat healthy food. You could eat bad food. If you are consuming too many calories, you will not lose weight. So at the end of the day, it does come down to calories. Yes, certain foods will have different impact on your metabolic rate. So for example, eating sugar as opposed to eating protein, the sugar is going to spike your insulin levels, which are going to reduce the rate at which your body burns fat. So things I want you to think about. So number one is calories in, calories out. Let's just talk about that. So if let's say your basal metabolic rate is 2,000 calories, your BMR, what that means is how many calories your body burns without doing anything. So without exercising, your body burns a specific amount of calories based on your genetics, based on how much muscle you have on your body, based on your general health. All these things determine your height, your weight, your size. All these things determine how many calories your body burns naturally. So let's say your BMR is 2,000. Your body burns 2,000 calories every day. If you consume 2,001 calories, you will not lose weight. If you consume less than that, let's say 1,900 calories, 1,800 calories, your body will lose weight. Okay, so on that level, you will lose weight. The other thing you want to think about is controlling your insulin levels. So certain foods spike your insulin more than others. When your insulin is high, your body does not burn fat as fast as when your insulin is low. So when you're eating nothing, then let's say you're at this rate. But when you eat food, your insulin level spikes. So you don't burn as many calories. Now, when you eat certain foods, it spikes more than others. So for example, sugars, refined carbohydrates, white breads, white pasta, white rice, sugar in general, junk foods. These things will really make your insulin level spike as opposed to things like green vegetables, even if you do eat meat, proteins, things like this, lower carbs, lower glycemic index foods, leafy green vegetables, all different types of vegetables. Eating these things, your insulin will stay lower, so your body will still burn more fat. So the foods that you eat are important. The amount of foods that you eat are also important. So let's think about those things. So if you want to lose weight, consume fewer calories, you will lose weight. Fewer calories than your BMR. If you think that you're consuming fewer calories, but you step on the scale in the morning and you still gained weight, then you're still consuming too many calories. So you have to cut your calories back, or you have to really change the foods that you're eating. Eat more leafy greens, vegetables, fruits, natural foods, rather than nuts, seeds, beans, legumes. If you do eat meat, lean proteins, you have to eat real food as opposed to packaged foods. You don't really realize it, but most packaged foods do have added sugar in them. So this is spiking your insulin and it's making it harder for you to burn fat. So consume fewer calories, eat real food that comes from the earth. And then you want to think about adding more muscle to your body. The more muscle you have on your body, the more fat you will burn. So the more muscle you have, the more fat you will burn. Yes, having muscle does weigh more than fat. But if I have more muscle on my body, I will burn more fat on a daily basis. So think about strength training, resistance training, then think about consistent. Most people think that, hey, I'm going to do a lot of cardio and then I'll lose weight. The truth is, and you'll see this in marathon runners, endurance athletes, that they don't look very muscular. They don't even look in shape. And some of them have like a beer gut. Their abs aren't showing. It's because when you do long endurance training, let's say, for example, you run for 2 hours, and that's what people do when they want to lose weight. They think I'm going to do 2-hour cardio session. I'm going to lose weight. The thing is, your body actually releases a lot of cortisol, which will force your body to hold on to fat, to store fat. I don't know the exact science behind it, but you want to think about keeping your cortisol levels high and your low and your testosterone levels high. Okay, higher testosterone is going to burn more fat. It's going to increase muscle building. It's going to promote your recovery. Cortisol is a stress hormone. It's going to have the opposite effect. So doing long cardio sessions is actually increasing your cortisol and lowering your testosterone. Doing strength training, short burst, high intensity, shorter sessions, whether that's sprinting or lifting weights, doing strength training, that's going to increase your testosterone and lower your cortisol. So those things are going to help you burn more fat and lose more weight as well. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is nutrition. Okay. Yes, doing exercise that helps you burn calories, but you have to understand that you could play soccer or you could go for a run and you're only going to burn maybe 200 calories. And you could eat 200 calories in one cookie or one slice of white bread. So I'm not saying that you can't eat those things, but you just have to understand that at the end of the day, your nutrition is going to have a bigger impact than your exercise. So I hope that helps. Okay, guys, that's lots of talking, but I am going to end this live stream. Hope you found it valuable. Please like, if you haven't already, hit that like button. Sorry if you're watching on Facebook and it ended. My phone died. Comment below. Please let people know that soccer boots don't matter if they are interested in the game. Yes, I mean, the quality, I always say, focus more on the quality in your feet rather than the price of your cleats. So everyone thinks that, oh, I have to have the sweetest shoes, but you're focusing more. You're researching, you're watching boot reviews, you're looking at cleats on the internet, as opposed to watching tactical videos or learning how to improve your confidence or practicing your skills in the basement. So the quality in your feet is more important than the price of your cleats. Once you become a good player, then hey, it's okay to have a nice pair of shoes. Just make sure that you can back it up. So thanks for watching, guys. Please remember to give me a like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed for some strange reason. Comment below if you have any questions, and I will talk to you guys real soon. Peace.